Hello, welcome to the Dating and Relationship Clinic. Just a disclaimer, these are not my eyes, I just wanted them to match with my hoodie. I went on Reddit again. Let's see what this person has to say, and I want to know your opinion on that. What would you say? I'm afraid me, 29, feminine, and my fiancé, 29, masculine, are not sexually attracted to each other anymore. How can we resolve this? She's saying, I will start off by saying that this is probably the biggest issue we have currently. And honestly, it's not something that worries us too much. But it is on our minds from time to time, as we would truly like to resolve it. We've been together for almost 4 years, and we are getting married next summer. We are both honestly truly excited about it. And we've even cried of excitement and joy together about becoming husband and wife. We've had our fair share of fights, and about 3 to 4 months ago we went through our biggest bout due to a huge stress period and health issues on my side, hormonal imbalances that caused me terrible mood swings. We were able to resolve all of it, and we were feeling stronger than ever since we overcame that. We are best friends and are in love with each other. I can't imagine myself with anyone else, and he's told me he feels the same. However, we are also going through the exact same issue we are not quite sure how to solve. We just don't feel like having sex anymore. If you are both on the same page, what's the issue? If it was one not wanting and the other wanted, that would be a big issue, because down the line, he or she would look for sex somewhere else. But apparently they are on the same page, so me, I don't see an issue. If they are okay with that, then that's okay. I would say this started about a year ago, maybe more. We were never sex crazed from the start, and even during the honeymoon phase and the excitement over having a new relationship, we at most had sex once per week. Nobody say that there's a certain amount of times that you have to do something. There is no minimum or maximum of how many times you should do something in your relationship. As long as both agrees on something, as long as both wants the same thing, there's no such thing. If you are okay with that, just do it. That's fine, or don't do it. We at most had sex once per week. We were never the kind of people that like to do it on the daily, and we always had that in common. We were like that in previous relationships as well. They are like a match. Don't see an issue. Then we moved in together, and we went from once per week to maybe twice or 3 times per month. Now, however, we might do it every 3 to 4 months. Well, that's a bit too much. I think they are more worried about the times they do it than actually worried about if it actually matters to them. If they are okay with this and they found each other, they are both okay with this. God, they are trying to find problems where there is no problem. If it was a problem for them, like, oh, I don't want to have sex, or maybe my sex drive is not as it was before, but they were always like this. So I don't get it. We've already had crazy hectic routines, and I think this is a big influence over our desire for sex. We both like to prioritize good sleep, never less than 8 hours. Working out, having a clean house, cooking, taking the dog out, taking time to decompress, which means watching Netflix or reading a book or meditating. And we usually fit all of that after our 9 to 6, which is usually more due to being overworked. So there's not even a thought of having sex during work days. Then the weekend comes, and it's usually time to catch up on resting or seeing family or friends, or cleaning even more, because the house is big and there's only so much we can do after work. We also need to allocate time for the dog, because he also needs to enjoy more than his daily 20 to 30 minutes walk. It feels to me like they are finding excuses or reasons not to. All of this leaves us too tired to even think about getting each other off. 80% of the times we plan, we end up taking our clothes off and just cuddling and falling asleep, which is not bad, which always sounds more enticing than doing anything else. I say, they are trying to find reasons to make them believe that this behavior is not normal. Maybe for the majority of people that enjoy sex is not normal, but if it's normal for them and they don't have any physical problems, any health issues, what's the issue if it doesn't bother you? This is my perspective, of course. is still something we would like to work on because we do miss being more passionate like we were in the beginning, even if it was only one time per week. I also think it's something that really bonds us when we do it. That's a fact. Lately, it feels like we have more of a roommate situation going on, and maybe we've gotten too comfortable about that. I agree with that as well, but if you are okay with that, don't find problems where there are no problems. And even though we are affectionate and cuddly and use lots of words of affirmation, I do feel like that more romantic, passionate, sexual side is kind of dead, and I have to admit it would feel nice to feel that again sometimes. I am 100% aware he feels the same, but even though we talk about it, we just decide it's an issue we will resolve when we have more time. Spoiler, we will never have more time. What advice can you give me? I don't have anyone I can talk to about this. Thank you. Imagine, they found each other, they think the same about the same situation. Most likely they won't find anyone that thinks and wants the same as them. Why ruin something that is good just because you don't have more intimacy? Let's say that you are gonna break up and then you find someone with a high sex drive. Are you gonna be happy with that? Because if you don't have as much high sex drive as that person, he will cheat on you or she will cheat on you because you are not compatible sexually. Be grateful for what you have and continue like this way, because if it makes you happy, that's all you need. That's my advice. I want to hear what you guys have to say.